Hi, tired of all the frustrations associated with registering your vehicle in the state of California? Well, hi, I'm David with Rolling Bin Verifiers, and I'm here to teach you everything you need to know about vehicle registration. So, what do you say we get started? So one of the first things that you're going to need to do in order to register your vehicle in California, first, let's talk about the different types of situations where you need to register your vehicle. So the first might be with someone coming from another state, and you might have somebody who has a vehicle already here in California, but maybe that vehicle's been sitting around a while and it's fallen off the California DMV database. So now it needs to be re-entered or put back into that database so it can be registered and driven by the person. Sometimes it applies to like car uh, people who are car envious to, go out and buy an older vehicle and then they fix it up and get it running again. So for those of you that have a vehicle coming from another state, one of the things you're going to need to do based on, your model of that vehicle, obviously if it's something post or pre 1975, you have to worry about it. But for vehicles coming from another state, you're usually going to be newer model years. Well, the first things you need to do is get a smog for the vehicle. So you can look around pretty much anywhere and see where smog shops are at. Or you can go to the uh, Bureau of Automotive Repair's website, bar.ca.gov. Just remember bar.ca.gov. You can go to consumers and then you can click on find an auto shop. And then that'll locate the auto shops near your area. You can also check if they do brake and lamps. You can check and see what other types of things that they do. And you can locate them and find out. You can also check them online once you get the information or the name and then see what kind of reviews they have if you want to move forward in using those. But that's how you locate a smog shop here in California. So the next thing is you're going to need what's called a VIN verification. A VIN verification is just what it says, verifying the vehicle's VIN number. It's important to understand that only certain individuals are allowed to fill this form out. That is the vehicle verifier who's licensed by the California DMV and bonded, and then also a DMV employee or a peace officer or California Highway Patrol. It's been my experience that a lot of police departments do not train their officers on how to fill out these forms. They usually do them every once in a blue moon. A lot of police agencies do not or do have policies that do not permit their officers to perform vehicle verifications for the public. So you want to check first with the police department, but again, my experience is they do not know how to fill out these forms. These forms are very, very, shall I say, critiqued by the DMV compared to any other form that you submit. So what's important, like body type and different coding that we have here in this vehicle, they're going to require that it matches the coding that they have, and a lot of the information officers are not familiar with. So again, make sure that you have either a licensed vehicle verifier like myself come out to you and have it done, or you have the other individuals that I've already previously mentioned before. So again, another part of this form is to make sure there's a part on here for your signature. Do not sign that. That is only if there was a error with the VIN or some type of discrepancy and you're signing stating that you did not know there was discrepancy, that you're not responsible for that discrepancy. So do not sign the form unless indicated by the verifier themselves. Okay. The next important form in registering your vehicle is going to be what is called the vehicle application for title and or registration form. And this is the form that is used by the California DMV in order to input your information into their system. So it's very important that the information on here is complete and accurate. I highly recommend typing the form out and then signing it. You do not want DMV trying to interpret your penmanship if you have poor penmanship. And trust me, I have it. And I know other people do, so you don't want any mistakes being made because DMV will say, well, I thought that was a P or I thought that was a 2, so you don't want excuses, okay? So it's very important. So first part of this is going to be vehicle information, what type of vehicle it is, and whether it's, auto, commercial, motorcycle, off-highway, trailer, coach, are you going to be transporting people, compensation for hire, yes. Is this vehicle going to be operates more than 10,001 pounds? Or is it a pickup exceeding 8,001? They're going to want to know. And all this is important because these are going to be fees that they're charging you. So if you don't know, you can either, ask me in the video, or you can ask DMV or call, but you want to know this information before you just go ahead and answer it and then get charged a lot of fees. Commercial vehicles, you'll always need axles and weight on here, because if you have a commercial vehicle, they will charge you weight fees for that vehicle. And you want to make sure, if you don't have a unladen or unladen weight indicated on your out-of-state title, you'll have to get what is called a weight certificate in order to put the correct information on here. Make sure that your name is spelled correctly on here, is entered correctly, how you want it on there. It's going to be what's the way I say it is the way it should be on your driver's license, is how it should be registered. Okay. You don't want to be, well, everyone calls me Jimmy, so I'm going to put Jimmy. No, if that's not on your driver's license, remember, if you get stopped, something happens, or there's an investigation, there's reasons why we do things legally, on our legal documents the right way. So, again, make sure your address and information on there is correct and matches on there. If there's an apartment number, do not miss the apartment number. Double check for that apartment number. And then you're going to have section 3, which is basically going to be, if you're financing this vehicle, excuse me, you're going to want to list that information on there, and then understand that that title is going to go to that bank and not yourself until you pay it off. I know that's common sense, but there's people that aren't familiar with the process and don't know that information. Make sure that the correct mileage is entered on the form as well. Okay, so this is going to be the most important part of the form, although all other parts are important. But section 5 is the date information. You'll notice there's 4 sections on this form. The date the vehicle entered or will enter California, the date vehicle first entered or first operated in California, the date you went to work, obtained a driver's license, or became a resident, and the date the vehicle was purchased or acquired. Now, one thing I did mention is that the vehicle fees for somebody registering the vehicle into California for the first time, for like an out-of-state vehicle, you have 20 days to register that vehicle before fees are assessed. And then when fees are penalized, they do penalize your registration fees. And if you have a commercial vehicle like a pickup truck, you'll have to pay penalty fees on those weight fees as well. And they can add up quite high on there. So it's very important. The only 2 dates that you really need to focus in on here, okay, is going to be the date the vehicle entered, okay, and then also the date the vehicle was purchased or acquired. That's important to understand, okay? Also, something to understand too, any vehicle that was purchased outside of 365 days outside of a year is not taxable. So if you want to confirm that information before you remind DMV of that, you can also check with your local tax agency and confirm as to when taxes are exempt on a vehicle purchased from another state. That's important information to save you lots of money. Again, next, going down to cost information, you want to put what the vehicle was purchased for, and then if you bought it from a private party, you're going to want to put what you purchased it from them, or what the current market value is, because these applications are subject to audit by the tax agencies, who will go into DMV's files, just grab random applications, and if they see something that looks out of place, they find that this information is incorrect of what you put as far as the value of the vehicle, they will go back to the date you entered on the application and charge you fees starting from that date, penalty fees, and then you'll be responsible for penalties on taxes and information of those fees. Okay? And pretty much, that's it. They're going to ask you, if you pay taxes to another state. If you did, they want to know, how much you paid. They're also going to have to submit documentation. Anything that you challenge DMV on about fees, they're going to want documentation showing proof that why you should be credited this amount of money. The state wants their money, and they want to make sure, that you are accurate, and that they are also accurate as well. And pretty much the next part of the form is going to be military service. If you were in the military, you will be granted vehicle licensing fee exemptions. Again, you'll have to support documentation to show that. And then your last part is going to be your name printed the same way you have it on the front, and then your signature in the date. And that's pretty much it on here. Again, we mentioned weight certificate. You may need a statement of facts to submit with this application of DMV to certify any specific details that happen with this vehicle. Again, take this information here. Everything you have, including the VIN verification, has to be the original. Make sure you make copies for yourself. DMV does lose documents from, every now and then. So make sure that you do have copies so you can show that this was taken care of. Okay, and then you'll submit that to DMV or a service to have it done. And pretty much that's it. And once you pay your fees, you should be receiving your license plates and registration. And if you don't have a lien on it, you'll also have your you'll receive your title in the mail as well. All right, if you have any more questions, please let me know. I'll be more than happy. Go ahead and post your comments in the bottom of this video here, and don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, take care and have a good day.